Okay, we're back again. I don't remember what episode we're on. Is this 13?
Like, 14? No, I'm pretty sure it's like 15 or 16 right now.
Oh, no. When does it end?
It doesn't.
Oh, God.
We need to keep making, stuff for our, I think we're at 3 now? 3 people?
the 3 loyal viewers.
We appreciate you guys.
We care about you guys a lot.
2 of them are actually just us. There's like one more guy. His name's like Chad or something. He's like, I love you guys.
We love you too, Chad. The only other person who will listen to us go on for an hour.
Yeah, we don't even get clicks. Like, we don't even get views, much less whole, hour vieys.
Yeah. In case any of you were wondering, we've kind of finally decided to go to once every 2 weeks schedule. But you'd probably also be laughing to yourself saying, weren't you already doing that? And, I mean, that's basically true. I mean, it's not as bad as, when Joe said, hey, we doing this next week? And then he went to Vegas.
Well, yeah, of course I did, because...
You totally forgot you were going to Vegas.
All right, look. All right, there's been a lot of brain trauma, and that's not my fault.
Right, I'm the one who's supposed to remember that.
Yeah, you are. You're going to have to hold this team together, Anthony, because God knows I'm not doing it.
Oh, no.
Let's work all over again. Just cover up my mistakes, because they didn't happen, Anthony.
I call him back out on the table. How have your 2 weeks been, Joe?
It's been good, man. I just started getting back into the swing of things again from Vegas. Little guy's getting older. Had a great Easter, man. I can't really complain too much other than having to work at 12 because our coworker Quanis is weird, and he was like, instead of taking a vacation, he's gonna take 7 3-day weekends and just everybody 1 day a week. Quanis, why do you do this? Because it ends up being me.
Giving him some credit, he's never called in sick or anything, and he's been here for a year now. So I'll give the guy some credit. All right?
He's like a residential grumpy old man.
Yeah,
that's what.
He's one of the 2 old grumpy old men we have.
Right, it's Jimmy.
We appreciate them both.
We do. They are the grumpy old men.
Even if they are
the same shift.
Pinnacle boomers.
Oh, they are pinnacle boomers.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you're right. I didn't even realize that until you just said it. That hit home hard. But I still love them. They're good guys.
They're going to be our lovable, quote-unquote lovable dementia patients one day.
You've got 30 days before that happens, especially with Jim. I'm pretty sure he said some things, and I was like, bro, you good? You all right?
The filter goes first.
Well, if that's the case, I'm fucked from the get-go.
Yeah, you didn't have one. Well, you just won't get a warning.
I usually don't.
That's true. We don't give warnings.
We don't give warnings here.
Yeah, I've had an okay 2 weeks. Nothing in particular has been going on. I went over to my brother's the other day.
Yeah,
and
which I covered half your shift for.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. Why are you thanking me? I mean, I'll do it again if you want.
Oh.
If you're going to thank me.
I mean, I'm thanking you for the extra hours, I guess.
Oh, okay, cool.
I meant to say thank me, but I had to recover.
Yeah, I've had some good food, good chat, with my family. It was, mostly just my brother, his wife, her parents, and their son. We've got another kid on the way, so it's very cool.
My heart goes out to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine having more than one. I can't imagine having one.
I can't imagine you doing the deed to have one.
Yeah. So we're a pretty far gap from that going on.
Vacuum cleaners can't, have kids.
But I've tried my damnedest.
And you know what? We're proud of you, Anthony. We are very proud of you, and it's 2021. You can be vacuum sexual if you want.
Someone comes up to you and they're like, you can't impregnate a machine, Anthony. I'll be like, I'm going to fucking try, though.
I mean, kudos for trying, and you're doing a wonderful job. There's a new vacuum here every 2 weeks, so I don't know. You're doing it really good or really bad. I'm not completely sure.
God, that sounds terrifying.
Why are these plushies sticky? Never mind. Before that gets any further.
None of them would be sticky. They would be hard.
Is this from experience? Or
why do you have to put me down at the beginning of every stream? It's every stream.
I'm not trying to put you down. I'm trying to...
I don't do anything
get
weird.
You to be a normal human being.
I don't do anything weird to plushies.
Have you ever tried the game?
Or vacuum cleaners. That's not what I do. Anyway.
He has no evidence of this.
But yeah, beyond all that, my roommate's going to start a D&D campaign, so that'll be kind of cool.
You should let me join that.
Do you want to?
No.
I didn't think so. You say these things.
Because there's like rules
and then you
shit.
quickly back out.
Yeah, because I know I'm not
There's far less
of
rules.
those people.
There's far less rules in D&D than other games you have to play. At least you can break them.
Yeah, but like then people ask you not to come back. It's like the whole LARPing incident.
That's true.
They asked you not to come back.
They probably would
you
ask
probably
you not to
gave
come
that
back.
kid a concussion. Like, look, if you're gonna fucking go, you might as well go all out. Like, why not?
Yeah, but this time the character I've made is Barbara the Barber Barbarian. It's going to be pretty great.
Jesus, that sounds like a dyslexic mouthful.
Yeah, could you imagine having like a lisp and trying to stay out? I don't think a lisp would stop you, but there's like just there's an inherent
The dungeon master has a lisp. Like, oh, he would just completely destroy you the whole game just for that. Like, I know I would.
I mean, her name's just Barbara, but I like the idea of Barbara the Barber Barbarian. She has little knives so she can cut your hair, and she has levels in Bard. So when she cuts your hair, you get bardic inspiration. It's gonna be great. But she has an axe.
That just hurt my head a little bit.
And the head of the axe, obviously it has blades on it.
Does it sing?
The head of the axe has a bust. You know, like yeah, like when like when in cosmetology when they have to cut hair. Yeah. So.
Oh, creepy ass mannequin head axe. Ew.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look into a creepy ass mannequin as this crazy broad runs up and axes you down. My friend Andy.
That's terrifying.
My friend Andy drew her.
That's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I like. She's got like the fur pauldron on her shoulder. She does.
That is kind of cool.
But then she's also got a white button-up T-shirt with a little bow tie, like a barber.
What are the pants?
I couldn't figure what I wanted because we also tried
So you just did clown pants?
So we did like a business skirt. But that didn't work out too well.
Just put her in a fucking kilt.
That was his first idea.
I mean, that's not horrible.
But I said slacks, and then that's what he made for slacks. I think when he colors them, they won't look like clown pants.
As long as they're not purple and green, you're fine. They're purple and green, that's good.
we live in a society.
Fucking joke. You want to know why I got these scars?
From cutting hair.
Oh no! See, this is why you can't invite me because we wouldn't get anything done. Like
we don't get anything done anyway.
It's 4 sessions in, and we haven't even made the characters fully because I just keep hijacking the conversation.
Well, that would be on you because you were supposed to make the characters before joining.
Oh,
we're not.
What's the fun if I can't have input from everybody else? This is bullshit. I don't want to play this game anymore.
No, I mean there's session 0, or you can do that.
What's session 0?
That's like before you start playing.
Yeah.
So you can do that.
Oh.
I guess it's up to you whether or not you want to.
God, there's a lot of organization with you fucking nerds.
It's what we're best at. We don't have anything else going on.
Masturbation and organization. That's like the nerd code.
Yeah. Everything has its place, and every place has its stains.
Ew.
I don't know. I was trying to think of like a good
Joe, where are you going with that black light?
To come up with that, but nothing happened there.
You tried, and quite frankly, that's all I'm here for, man.
Quite frankly, that's more than I do.
You're not wrong, especially at work.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm not gonna pretend.
So on my way over here earlier, Anthony texted me, and he was like, "Hey, I've got a topic for today.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, what was it like? Don't put or go."
Yes. So
I'll let him explain it.
We'll touch on this more later. But I said to Joe, I have a hint for you on what our topic is, and I said, don't put your iPhone in the microwave. So of course Joe immediately says, like, oh, I was going to put Roxy's phone in the microwave anyway.
It's not my phone. Fuck that.
To which I had to reply with, yeah, that'll charge it. And then I replied back again,
immediately.
Joe, don't do that because I don't trust you not to.
I'm not going to put it in there. Like, trust me, I have some experience with putting some shit in a microwave. Let's just leave it at that, all right?
So yeah, to the topic I wanted to tackle today is internet trolling. There's a million stories you can find online about internet trolling. Didn't really take me too long to find a good few ones I wanted to talk about. But trolls have existed since the dawn of mankind. Ever since man could first utter his first, well-organized thoughts, he was thinking of ways to screw over his fellow man.
It's like ways to make people do stupid shit for his own amusement.
Yeah, as you do, right?
Yeah.
So the internet, being the controlled, combined chaos that it is, has always found very unique ways to fuck other people over. We call these people normies. And normies are not really in on the joke and tend to not enjoy it as much as the rest of us. But internet trolling. Joe, do you have any initial thoughts on internet trolling? Anything you know about?
I know a little bit about like internet trolling, but not outside of like the shit that you showed me. Like,
yeah, true.
I know what catfishing is.
Oh, catfishing.
I know illegal cyber scams, but I don't know if I know trolling.
Yeah,
I know how to launder money on the internet, but not so much how to troll people.
Yeah, you just start a business, right?
You're not wrong.
So go ahead and explain catfishing to me, since you know what that is.
Catfishing, it's like you go on a dating website and he's like, oh, look at me, I'm this Adonis motherfucker. And like you go to meet him and he looks like you. And you're like, wow, that was really bullshit. And I'm going to leave. And also there's a restraining order on you because you're an asshat.
I'm glad you had an example ready.
Oh, yeah. No, you are the prime example of what catfishing is.
I've never catfished anyone.
Yeah, this is why you don't have a woman. I'm so sorry.
Why would I go about doing the one thing if I were planning on doing the other thing? I don't understand.
It's just reverse catfishing. You make yourself worse than what you are. So when they actually meet you, they're like, you know what? He's not that bad.
Yeah.
Makes me laugh. And he's got a good personality. No one likes the person with a good personality, Anthony.
Yeah, no. Nice guys finish last, as always.
And then there's you guys that don't finish at all. Oh. Except for in vacuums.
So, like, catfishing could be, mostly harmless, fun, pretty rude, but more or less harmless. It can be dangerous. I mean, you could catfish someone into a dangerous situation. I won't further elaborate. Just know that if you're listening to this, you're presumably an adult and you know not to do illegal things. But if you're going to go on the internet, right?
Illegal's a relative term.
Or on a dating app. In fact, there was I'm going to recall this from memory rather than pulling it up. But there's a 4chan story of Catfish Man. And I want to say the story goes with him using dating apps. And for a time, he was using it to catfish, more or less, oftentimes just to have his own fun with it. Usually to, have someone go out to like a Wendy's and then never show up and just like record it. But he ends up meeting this girl.
Horrible.
He ends up meeting this girl that he's actually into. They start seeing each other for a while. And then I think she ends up breaking it off. And he gets, pretty jealous and angry about it. So he devises like the perfect trolling strategy of, what even did he do to her? It wasn't anything illegal, but it was something like, I think one of the first times he catfished her, he invited her to the theater and she ended up going in to see the movie alone. And he worked at the theater. This is an in-depth story and it's very funny to listen to. And me like trying to summarize it is not as funny.
Yeah. I feel like there's a whole bunch of details that'll make it better that we're just completely missing.
Yeah, just great details. Just, the story's probably not true.
Just
but
Google Catfish Man.
Pretend it is true. Yeah, there's definitely a guy on YouTube who, like, reads these things. You can just go ahead and listen to the story. But, it's mostly harmless fun if in that sense. But you can get dangerous with it, and I would recommend steering clear of that. Yeah, don't do illegal things. You heard it here first.
Don't do not fun illegal things.
But I was going to talk a little bit about harmless internet trolling and what better than harmless internet trolling than wow, this was a bad transition now that I think about it. What the fuck? Having your trolling make it to the late night news.
Yeah, I feel like there's not a lot that are harmless about that.
And even worse, this has to do with a plane crash. But that's okay. They didn't cause the plane crash.
Okay, now I'm interested.
So yeah, I think it was
Also,
probably
I'm terrified of plane crashes.
it was probably 4chan that did this one, as you know they tend to do, and they were able to quote unquote leak the names of the pilots in the plane crash, because of course the late night news is desperate to know the names for some reason of the pilots in the crash.
I needed to know.
Because they want to share that shit right away so they can look like, I don't know, so they can just look like the ones who came out with it first, whatever.
I don't know how news works.
Well, thirsty as ever, as the news media tends to be.
They turned to 4chan?
Probably didn't turn to 4chan, but they probably did get a quote-unquote lead. And the lead was, of course, probably an email from some 4chaner who made it really convincing. I have some names to read off for you. These names are entirely parody, but I do want to mention that they can come off as maybe a little racist, and that's not why I'm picking this topic. I just think it's funny that this person, the newscaster, read through all these names without realizing anything was wrong. Ironically, the first name...
You went to school, guy.
The first name, Captain Sum Ting Wong.
Oh, no.
The co-pilot, Wee Too Low. Their first attendant, Holy Fuck. And, their private Bang Ding Ow. So just how do you go about getting this list of names, looking them over, and not immediately going, I'm not reading these.
You need to fire that editor and anchor. And you know what? Fuck it, cameraman, too. Because he could have said something about it.
He was complacent. He could have turned the camera off.
He's like, no, keep going.
Yeah, it's just one of those... It's one of those things where a really good troll seeps into not only the media, but just, public conscious. You just get some wildly bad shit that can happen.
You really do.
It's still pretty funny though.
Oh, it was. I mean, we've done some kind of not really trolling, but physical trolling. One day when I was working at that school that I will not speak by name because it's kind of like Voldemort, school that has no name. But so one of our teachers was having a real bad day with these just asshole kids. And he's like, you guys be good, I'll bring you donuts tomorrow. All right, cool. They're like, yeah, so they kind of be good, but they're still kind of little assholes.
Right.
So he brings donuts in. He's got a bunch of Boston cream filled donuts. And he told me, he was like, hey, man, don't eat the fucking donuts. I'm like, Jesus, what are you doing to these kids? He's like, they're full of fucking mayonnaise, bro.
Oh.
So he took all of the custard out and injected them with mayonnaise.
Uh-huh.
So, and he kept telling the kids, y'all can't eat, you got to get it and sit down and wait till I tell you can eat it. It's a discipline thing.
Uh-huh.
Every kid ate a mayonnaise-filled donut. 3 of them puked. It was glorious.
Oh, my God.
It was glorious.
How do you decide that's a good idea when you know that these kids are sure as hell going to get their revenge?
I mean, I didn't do it. His car exploded later on in the parking lot, but I think that was just... I think that was just coincidence, really. I mean, his kids are dead, but that's fine, whatever.
Jeez. That didn't actually happen, though, right?
No. I don't think anything really bad came about him. A couple of them thought it was funny.
Yeah.
These kids are so sadistic. They're like, you got me, man.
You got me. Don't you? All right, but I mean, wouldn't you at least bring the backup donuts so you can say, okay, all right, I got you guys.
I don't think you had backup donuts. Oh, my God. Also, would you eat the backup donuts after just biting into a mayonnaise-filled donut?
I mean, I guess.
No.
You don't double prank someone. That's just rude.
Because I feel like I would.
Yeah, you're rude.
Also, here's some orange juice that I mixed with toothpaste. Drink it down, asshole.
You're the worst. Oh, man. But
This is why I need my own troll army. AKA the internet.
Good luck with that. The only time they ever work together is when they all have, it's like a hive mentality. They don't like follow a leader.
It is like a hive mentality.
Yeah, but another thing that leaked into, I don't know if you'd really call it the news. I guess, is Time Magazine the news?
I mean,
no, not really.
Pop culture.
Sort of.
I'd consider it pop culture.
Yeah, there was one time where members of 4chan were able to hack into like a Time Magazine poll.
Oh no!
One of the Person of the Year polls, right? And they put the guy who created 4chan, who goes by Moot. They put him at number 1, which is pretty great. And the thing is, Time Magazine, they literally like tweeted like yeah, we got by the internet. Like that's the way it is.
Right.
We're still gonna publish it because they were like, everybody knows that this is a popularity poll anyway.
Yeah.
It's nebulous. Who cares?
Right. No. Nothing really comes out of this poll other than someone's got an ego.
There's more to it than putting Moot at the top, because they also arranged the rest of the top names.
Oh no.
And you take the first letter of all the top names, and the first thing you get is Marble Cake, which I've not looked that up. I don't really recommend looking it up, but I've heard it is some sort of like lewd slang word. So
I can only imagine.
Bust out your Urban Dictionaries for that one. I don't know what Marble Cake is. I don't want to know at this point. And then following that, it says also the game. Which,
oh no!
Yeah, do you know what the game is, Joe?
Yeah.
The game is, I don't even know if I'd call it it's trolling. Yeah, it's trolling. This fits. We'll go ahead and go right into this.
Yeah.
But the game is a project that, by the way, you all just lost the game. But since you're in it now,
it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It was a project where they wanted everyone in the world to be playing, quote unquote, the game. And the game of the game is that you cannot think about the game. Because if you think about the game, you lose the game.
Yeah, it will make you legit mentally crippled.
Yeah. So anytime you see somebody just say the game, or if you see the game and it makes you think about the game, you lost the game. And hence there is a very common internet troll where it just says you lost the game.
You know what game they need to bring back?
About it.
The circle game. Did you ever play circle game as a kid?
Circle game?
Like you made like a circle with your finger, like your index and your thumb, and like you put it below your hip, and if you get someone to look at that, like, you got to punch them.
No, I've never had to punch someone for it though.
You're playing that wrong.
I guess
what did you do? Just give them a hug?
Well,
Fucking
it was
pansy. Sorry, what? That was I'm being harsh. I'm sorry.
No hugs. Just I don't know. I think back in high school they just called you gay because they usually do it over their balls or something. And it's like, oh, that was the worst thing. Getting punched was not as bad as getting called gay back in high school, apparently.
Right.
Which is like,
now you're like, hey, you're gay, but like, yeah, okay.
You know what? I am. No. Yeah, no, I don't know. That was just like, what, 2010s?
Yeah.
2000 to 2010, just gay was the slur word.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was just what everybody called each other.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah. And now that we're in an era where we're a little bit more accepting of others. Not completely yet, though. We're still humanity, after all.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we'll never fully be accepting of each other. We're always going to go behind each other's backs and be like, that guy's a total douchebag.
I mean, some of us don't even have to go behind your back to do it.
Just say it to your face.
Right. Oh, no. How do I still have a job?
Like Joe and I.
Yeah, there's no love lost. There's no love lost between us.
It's our own personal kind of affection.
It's so funny because we talk so much shit to each other, but like, whenever someone brings up like Anthony in conversation, we're like, yeah, dude, he's my friend. He's the shit, man.
Yeah, dude, Joe's a great guy. I love hanging out with Joe. But then in each other's face, like, Joe, you're a total fucking meathead asshole dumb shit. Doo-doo head poopy brain.
Look here, you fucking overweight half-beard. Oh, no.
Listen to me, you inbred, think you're better than everyone else at martial arts.
You want to get hit with a book? Because I'll hit you with a book.
You won't even know how to read that book. That's the only thing you could do with books.
If you don't have a friend that you could just sit there and roast and just make laugh hysterically, you need to, like, stop taking life so seriously.
Right.
Like what trolls do. They don't take life seriously.
I need you to take your opinion and just dislodge it from your ass. Because that's making your life a little bit harder, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't really think of, like, any real hardcore trolling. I mean, I'm not as fluent in the internet culture as you are, though.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, I've still got a few more pulled up here. Speaking of people with things hard lodged up their ass, if you're one of those people, you might want to step away from this one.
You're going to need to turn this conversation off.
Right, if you don't know how to have a laugh over something that really is harmless.
Why are you listening to this podcast?
Joe, have you ever heard of the Dub the Do?
No.
No? Oh, this one's good. So there was a time when Mountain Dew wanted you to come up with their new flavor, right? So you'd go online and you'd enter in a poll what new flavor you wanted. Doritos did this as well.
Oh, no.
But specifically, we're talking about the Mountain Dew one. And once again, 4chan comes together, as they do. And they decided that they want their new flavor for Mountain Dew to be Hitler Did Nothing Wrong. And you know what, Joe? It was number 1 on the poll.
That takes some organization to, like, get that to that point. Like, oh, God.
Oh, and just to make it better, they also got pretty high up there with another idea that they came up with called Gushing Granny.
Oh, no.
That one at least sounds like it could be a flavor.
Grape crushing granny. I can't even pronounce it without, like, getting a horrible taste in my mouth. Okay, so speaking of that, there's one story I know. In the gun community, there's like this what I can only equate to you as the Great Value brand of guns.
Oh no,
it's called High Point. I kid you not, this thing's like $150, bro.
Right.
It's shaped like a brick, and that works half the time. You look at it wrong, and the barrel's gonna fall off.
Oh man, so it's you as a gun.
Yeah, but it hasn't been through years of abuse. I did it to myself. It's not like people abused me. But they were like, hey guys, we came out with this badass new gun. We're going to let you name it. That was a bad idea, bro.
Really?
So, like, one guy was like, I want to call it the Yeet Cannon. This gun, it was over 1 million votes. Like, the next one was at, like, 100,000. They voted to name it the Yeet Cannon.
The Yeet.
They did that, and it legit, on the side of the gun, says Yeet Cannon.
Oh, my God, they went with it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, nice.
And the hustlers, they hustled the shit out of these guys, which automatically, like, it was kind of a troll for a troll thing. Like, they marked it up, like, $350 to get it on the Yeet Cannon, and I was like... And they stopped selling them, so now it's like a super collector's item.
Nice, yeah.
So it's like, I think it kind of worked out for everybody. The fucking kids got their stupid ass name on it. They bought the gun for way more than it's worth, and now they have a collector's item. So I mean, like, the trolling kind of ended wonderfully for everybody, which I feel like that's not the common thing.
No, not really. No, I'm surprised that they kept the name because a similar story, I don't remember the city off the top of my head, but they were going to have people name their new boat. And the name Boaty McBoatface got number 1. But of course, they didn't like that name, so they didn't go for that. But it's like, you can't just ask people to vote for a new name.
You can't leave them up to their own device. Dude.
Okay, it'd be one thing if it was Hitler Did Nothing Wrong, the boat. I could get that, because then you're like, well, we can't have an anti-Semitic name for a boat.
Right.
But Boaty McBoatface is harmless. Just take Boaty McBoatface.
Just do Boaty McBoatface. Like, you can even draw a giant smiley face on the side of the boat. Yeah. Like, no, I think letting America name its own thing or, like, do its own thing, it's just going to end bad because... There are trolls, and from what I've seen, they can group up real fast and be like, hey, you guys want to fuck some shit up?
Oh, yeah,
like,
just a conglomerate of people who have nothing better to do.
It's like Fight Club, but they're not they're just really lazy about it. Like,
yeah.
They want to bring down the system, but like in the easiest, like
right. There's no torches
way.
There's no torches and pitchforks, but there are keyboards.
There are keyboards and a whole lot of Hitler did nothing flavored Mountain Dew. So you gotta stop doing that, man.
We have another exciting instance of a poll going wrong. So I guess let's see, what was it? There was a Facebook contest. And in it, they were going to send Pitbull. Was it like Mr. Worldwide?
Right? Yeah, the rapper Pitbull.
The rapper, right? They're going to send him to any Walmart in America. Can you guess what Walmart he got sent to?
Was it the one in Canton, Ohio? Because I can't go back to that one.
He got sent to the Walmart in Kodiak, Alaska.
I would have figured like Butte, Montana, or like some kind of like backwater Alabama. No,
I think I might be getting this wrong. But I think it's the one Walmart in Alaska. So it was basically just people saying like, "Well, send him to Alaska." And, well, there he went. It's not like Kodiak's a bad place. It's not bitterly cold.
No, it's just, not. But it's still fucking Alaska. Like.
But props to him. He went. They didn't like go for the runner-up or anything. And similarly, there was one with... Did I pull that up, actually? Yeah, I did. There was a Papa John's sponsored contest. Oh, no. And in it, they were going to send Taylor Swift to a school of her fans' choice. Do you know this one, Joe? Because you're looking down at the table.
No, but I know it's gonna go really bad really fast.
Yeah, the internet came together and they decided Taylor Swift, the perfect school for Taylor Swift to go to, would be a school for the deaf. But again, to Taylor's credit, she went and she like visited and spent time with these kids.
No one listened.
Nobody wanted to hear it anyway.
She learned sign language just for this special occasion. Still gets booed off stage.
It's one of those like
all her songs is just like a crying hand, like a hand signal for crying.
Right. You have to imagine the guy doing the interpretation, the hand,
heartbreaking,
the language and all that. His hands must have been going overtime.
Oh man, it's just so sad. It's just like heartbreaking gestures, boyfriends, and like. I don't even know what else, but it's just bad.
Surprisingly, he only had to learn 10 different words in sign language. So,
well, that's the funny part because she only sings like 10 different words.
Boyfriend, heartbreak, and anyway. But yeah, let this be a lesson to you that if you're going to have a poll online,
give them options.
Yeah, make options. Don't just leave it up to somebody's imagination.
Oh, no.
Because they will come up with something awful. As they do.
Oh, no. Like, especially something like Mountain Dew that's so closely tied to gamers and the internet community. And it's like, you done fucked up, Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it didn't take long for somebody to notice that one. And also just like, you think
Taco Bell says, name our new burrito. Like, that's not ending well.
Not a good idea.
The shitstone.
They're going to call it like the fast track to the toilet.
It's called the fast track. It's just got a turd on a water slide. Oh, no. But like, I do like to... I don't know. I do like to troll people, but I'm not real good at it, considering I don't have a lot of time to really focus in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the rest of these dungeon dwelling. I don't know.
Degenerates.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about daylight.
You get some good alliteration.
Dwelling, daylight fearing degenerates.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time for that. Like, what is, like, your favorite troll that you know of? Like, the one thing you were like, ha, that's my shit.
God, a lot of them are pretty good. There's a guy on YouTube called the Internet Historian. He does a lot of these videos. So I'd say pretty much, like, anything done by him already is usually a pretty good sign of something that's pretty funny. I think one that's easiest for me to point to and be like, there's a story here and it's fucking hilarious. He has a series called He Will Not Divide Us. I might have told you about this one.
Maybe, but it doesn't ring a bell.
Everyone knows famous actor Shia LaBeouf, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I think it was before Trump was elected president, he did this campaign where he had essentially a camera set up in probably New York City or something. I don't remember where. And the camera was just set up out in public, and it had obviously all of its promotional material around it, basically trying to deface Trump. So the idea was people were going to come up to the camera and say, "He will not divide us," to show like unity, people who were not okay with him running for president. Right?
Okay, pump the brakes real quick. You set up an unmanned camera in New York City, and you were like, this will totally not end bad at all.
Yeah, no.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, there were no brakes pumped that day, Joe. Yeah, definitely. It was a live stream. It was streamed on the internet somewhere, probably maybe on Twitch, probably not Twitch, but I don't know. And yes, definitely people on the internet, not just 4chan, would band together and come to troll Shia LaBeouf. Would come to this camera in the middle of the street to be on live stream. Again, you should definitely watch the Internet Historian's video on it because he puts it together so well. The editing's great. But just people doing weird shit. Trying to promote 4chan's fictional country. I think it's Kekistan. Pretty good stuff there. And just people being goofy and wacky on the camera. Even Shia LaBeouf shows up, and when people are actively trying to troll the camera and Shia is there, he like walked up to them and is like screaming in their face, not saying anything. I think he's shouting, "He will not divide us," but he's just getting to the point where it's like manic screaming.
Jesus.
And it is like you were seeing this man be, dismantled to his very essence. So eventually, they try to fix some things. I think they try to put up some barriers so not as many people can just like approach it at once. Not working.
Just making it worse.
Yeah. They try changing locations. It's not going well, right? And they eventually have the camera. So they decide to stop making it a public event, right? And they move the camera out to an unknown location, unspecified. And they have it just pointing up at an American flag blowing in the wind.
They found the camera.
How can you fuck that up, right? How can they possibly troll this one? Well, they found a way. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. So 4chan came together, and they thought at first, there's nothing we can do, right? But they started to realize you can see something. You can see the sky. You can see planes flying past the flag. And you know what these fuckers did? Using the trajectory and the direction traveled by planes flying across the sky over this American flag with nothing else going on, they triangulated its position. Apparently you can go online and find flight routes for any plane that should be flying in the area.
Yeah.
And they were able to basically hypothesize places it, shouldn't be. So they were able to narrow it down to where it roughly should be, what state it roughly should be in. And yeah, using the flight paths, they were able to find where it was. And someone was able to go out there with a drone and I think he drops a bucket over it. So yeah, he couldn't even hide from them in the middle of nowhere. So the next location, of course, is to just take the camera, put it in some, undocumented building, some undisclosed building, and just have it be a camera pointed at an American flag on a wall.
Still found
it. And that's it. And no, they did not find this one. But here's the thing about it is they kind of asked themselves, like, what can we do? How can we find it? The only evidence they had was there was a fly on it at one point. Oh. There was nothing else to go off of. But they asked themselves, who really lost here? Because Shia LaBeouf wanted to make, probably not just Shia LaBeouf, right? At the end of the day. But he wanted to make this whole thing. He wanted to make this like public art piece where people could come up to the camera and say what they felt, right? And they broke him down so much. They brought him to the point where he now just has to film an American flag in a building and live stream that. And they ask themselves, like, at the end of the day, I think we really won this.
No, they absolutely won that one. Like, that's just so...
It's unbelievable, almost.
That's crazy. What 4chan and Reddit can do is nothing short of, like, holy shit, there's so many unsolved murders out there, guys. Like, get on that shit, 4chan. Like,
right.
There's so much stuff. Like, these guys can come
Cure
together.
cancer or something.
Right, to find a flag to troll Shia LaBeouf. But, like, they can't change the criminal justice system. Like, hey, assholes, can we just, like, come together for a decent thing? They're like, no.
That's internet trolling in a nutshell, man. They don't come together to make the world a better place. They come together purely to enjoy themselves. And I'm not gonna pretend like they couldn't be doing something better with their time. But is that really my place? I mean, how they choose to spend their time.
It's not. I mean,
I suppose at the end of the day, that's up to them, right?
I mean, yes, but I'm not gonna say that what they're doing is a bad thing, but I'm also not saying it's a good thing.
Right,
like,
exactly.
And I won't judge anybody by their trolling mechanisms. Like, I mean, like I said, I never trolled anybody, but like I pranked a few people in my life, like putting hot sauce in your training partner's mouthpiece. Like, he's gonna bite down on it, and he doesn't like hot stuff. Like, that's funny to me. Like,
right.
Or like this one guy had a really, really nice Porsche, and he used to drive it around our neighborhood with a bunch of dumbass little kids, and he's like, "Don't touch my car, kids." So we got a bunch of those little colorful smoke bombs for. Wow, this is vandalism. This isn't trolling, but whatever. I don't care. So we got a bunch of these smoke bombs, like ties all the fuse together, lit it, and threw it in his car because the top was down or whatever.
Right.
He had angel white seats, bro.
Oh, no.
Now he has tie-dye seats because that's literally just dye as smoke. And if you ever been in a car with a smoker, you know you cannot get that smell out.
Oh,
now imagine what dye would do. Like, that thing is legitimately done for.
His fucking,
it looks like a Grateful Dead concert in his car.
It looks like a clown with an addiction to smoking. drove his nice Porsche around. That's pretty good.
Oh,
I mean, probably not legal, but it's been 7 years.
Whatever. It's been a lot longer than that. I was 14 and I'm 32. Like,
see, there you go. There's like a constituent of whatever. Doesn't matter.
Limitations or something like that.
Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations. There we go. See?
Joe's 3 favorite words.
I mean, there was this time, like, it wasn't really trolling, but we tried to, like, take down this beehive for my neighbor.
Okay.
And, like, we were like, yeah, it's a beehive. And, like, I was like, I don't think it's a beehive. And my friend's like, it's obviously a beehive. We don't have wasps around here. I was like, all right, asshole, go ahead, take it down.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? Bees don't like water, man. He's like, all right, I'm going to go get it with the garden hose. So he sprays it at, like, 15 feet with a garden hose. For sure, it's wasps, and they are pissed. He ended up in the emergency room still like 18 times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I did troll him to do something stupid, because I definitely provoked him to do it.
Okay, but he started with, there are no wasps around here.
Yeah, exactly. You started with the stupid, so I just picked up the stupid and carried it over the goal line.
Yeah, Joe's got that expertise with stupid. He knows how to take stupid to the next level of stupid.
But I'm not going to do it because I know exactly how painful it's going to be. Right. So I'm going to make someone else do it. Like,
why would he even think that's a good idea?
I don't. Look, man, he was not a smart kid.
Well, that's a big oof.
I've had so many of those oof stories, but like, oh man, I don't think we really trolled too many people.
Yeah.
There was an accidental troll one time. We made this catapult off my front porch. Because we had, like, lattice on the porch or whatever. Uh-huh. So we hooked these bungee cords up to a bucket and put, like, a bunch of fruits, like apples and oranges in there. And we were going to launch him at the neighbor kid. Oh, and, God. Like, this guy, this Hispanic guy on a bike comes right. It's, like, Friday night. He's got a whole 24-pack. I can guarantee you half that pack's already been drunk or whatever. And he's on his bike swerving a little bit. And I was like, all right, Mike, go ahead. No! And my friend launches it, and he just gets shotgunned with a bunch of fruit from across the street. Gets mashed into him, and you can see him like half die and run into a tree. And like, I was like, you alright? He's like, oh, is the beard okay? Like, oh man, oh, I need to make another catapult, bro.
You hit him with fruit so hard his like kidneys went back to working.
It was fun. That guy was fun. Like, but internet trolling just seems like it's so much more. Like, there's a whole setup for it.
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely get it can get to a point where it's not just like harmless, like slightly painful fruit pelting. And get to a point where you can end up destroying your entire cell phone
or Wall Street.
There was an instance where I don't know if I necessarily want to say strictly 4chan, but 4chan came together again, go figure, and decided to troll iPhone users, and they made this really good mock-up of an advertisement for the new iPhone. I want to say, it's not saying it here. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's not what I'm thinking of. Anyway, the mock-up boasts that the new iPhone is waterproof. Guess what the new iPhone wasn't? And it's great, because after spreading this as well as they did online, spreading it through 4chan, spreading it through Facebook and Twitter and all these sites, this, again, like, pretty professional-looking mock-up telling you that your iPhone is waterproof. You could fully submerge the thing, and it'll continue working. And people were pissed. People were posting videos, pictures of them sticking their whole phone into the water. Because when you're told your phone's waterproof, obviously you're going to try it, right? No. Dipshit. These people were complaining and upset, calling Apple to complain to them. And Apple is just going like, what are you talking about? We never said that.
We never said any of that.
And going a little step farther into potentially dangerous territory,
which is my favorite,
is this mock-up for the feature Wave. And Wave is a feature, again, not actually a feature, please don't do this at home, where you could stick your iPhone in the microwave and it would quickly charge it. So again, people tried this.
Radio waves and microwaves are completely two different things.
Yeah, like, just no, never stick metal in the microwave.
Metal in the microwave, much less like electronic metal.
So again, another instance of people destroying their perfectly nice brand new iPhones because they saw it on the internet. And you're not, what are you gonna do? What do people do on the internet? Just go and post lies? Nobody does that.
I feel like that's literally 75% of the internet.
Oh man, here's another one. The bend feature.
Wait, what?
People with the new iPhone discovered that the case was a little flimsy. But that's fine, because you're probably not going to be going around bending it, right? Unless someone were to convince you with a very convincing YouTube video. And yeah, you can look this up. The new Apple iPhone 6 Plus feature introducing bend. Go ahead and look that up on YouTube, because somebody put together a very nice video for it. And it convinces you that your iPhone 6 is built with the ability to bend, and that's perfectly fine. It was not fine. People were snapping their iPhones because they thought they could bend it. Oh, man. Oh, I got one more iPhone one.
They really target Apple a lot.
There's something maybe to be said about that, but we'll leave that on the table for now. Yeah, people called this a blast from the past. So Apple, in this case, they actually put out a warning. They said if you set your iPhone's date to January 1st, 1970, it would brick your iPhone. It brick as in you can't turn it on, you can't use it. It is now essentially as useful as a brick. So what better thing to do than to convince people to set their phone to that date? As you do. So people made a mock-up saying that you could set your iPhone essentially to a classic mode. It would be Apple's old OS interface.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they said all you had to do was set your date and time to this date. So,
oh no,
yeah, people fell for it. People were setting their iPhones to this date, and then they would shut off, and they would never turn back on.
No,
like there's definitely just so much input, so much thought going into. Oh no, how do we make people fall for this glaring oversight? Like Apple's like, hey, sorry everybody, don't set your iPhone to this date. I don't know why you would. It'll brick it. And then the internet's just like, we're gonna make people set it to that date.
No, like all my trolling has been done in real life. Like when I used to bounce at a bar, this was months of trolling for a build up. And like, well, we used to do two things, but the first one was the dim mak, the touch of death. And we my jiu-jitsu teacher and me used to bounce together, and we had this bar back. He's still a friend of mine to this day, my boy Dylan. We convinced him. He was like some like 19, 20-year-old kid working in a bar, you know,
right? As you do.
This doe-eyed little teenager, and like, so we were sitting there one day. We were talking about MMA, and they were like, Dylan said, he was like, "Hey man, what's really illegal in MMA?" We were like, "Oh, the dim mak, you can't do that shit." He was like, "What is that?" I was like, "I can't tell you, man. Look, just know you can't do it." So it went on for like 2 or 3 days, us denying to tell him what this was. And he gets so frustrated. He's like, "This is bullshit. What the fuck is the dim mak? Tell me." And I was like, "All right, man, you gotta have Buddha explain it to you. I can't do it." And Buddha was like, "Oh, you want to learn the dim mak, huh? You want to learn how to kill people?" He's like, "Whoa, hang on, what?" He's like, "Yeah. So if I take my hand like this and, you know, I hit you in a certain way in the chest real quick, it stops your heart, gets it in between beats, it stops your heart." Okay, that's not a thing. Excuse me.
God damn it, Joe.
I'm sorry. My allergies are kicking my ass right now. Look at my eyes. They're freaking swollen.
I know, and one's not even facing the right way.
All right, look here, fuckhead. So this kid comes in and he's like, "Oh man, that's not. You can't do that." And like, I was like, "Yeah, man. Like, there are guys that can do it without actually touching you." And like, we looked up these stupid ass no touch karate videos. And like showed him it, and they were like, "Oh my god!" He was like, "Is that real?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "These guys can't even compete in MMA because they're on such a high level. It's illegal. They can't get their fighter's license, which is the biggest crock of bullshit in the world." This kid believed it. All right, cool. So like every time he'd be like, I want to see it done. Can you bring people back?" And we were like, I don't know, man. I don't. Like,
can you bring people back?
We've only had to like do it once on somebody. I don't know if you can reverse it. I mean, it's not like we got like the thruster pads or anything. You can't just jolt his heart back. I don't know how to reverse it or anything. And he just keeps talking about it and everything. And like Buddha was like, "You keep talking about it, I'm gonna do it to you." And he's like, "You want to do shit to me?" He's like, he starts chanting and then like start bringing up his hand. He's like, "No, dude, don't. Dude, all right, stop. All right, don't. I don't want to fuck with it, man."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't even think it's real anyway." And Buddha just silently brings his hand up and steps closer. He's like, "Stop. I don't need to know if it's real or not. Just stop, dude." And like a couple of the younger barbacks are believing this shit now.
Yeah.
So we have to take this to the highest level we can take it. So at this time, I knew a friend of mine. He was big. He's one of those world's strongest man kind of guys. Like he competed nationally in strongman
bodybuilder type.
Yeah. And he was a good friend of mine, and we brought him in. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to give you $50 right now, but you need to do something for me." And he was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm in, dude." I was like, "You don't even have to pay me money." But I was like, "No, I got to pay you money for this." And so he comes in, he gets a little belligerent, and I'm paraphrasing there, and I'm like, "Hey, man, I got to ask you to leave." And like, I was like, because I know how to like do slap falls and like fall so I don't hurt myself from like wrestling and jiu-jitsu and everything over the years. And I have him pick me up and toss me and I roll and I made it look like I hit the ground really hard. And like, but I patted everything and just rolled. And one of the other bouncers comes up from the back. He's like, "No, you can't do that. What the hell's wrong with you?" And he picks dude up and throws him too. But I mean, yet again, ex-wrestler knew what he's doing. Yeah. And Buddha was like, "I don't want to have to do this, man." And like he was like, "What the fuck you gonna do to me, you fat son of a bitch?" Buddha goes, he yells something in some Chinese language. I think it was just a bunch of jarbly bullshit. Yeah, some type of like Kalima type shit, and hits dude in the chest.
Yeah.
And he just goes and starts seizing and falls to the ground. And my dude nearly comes running over. He's like, "Oh my God, it's real! It's real! You killed that man! You fucking!" He goes to give him CPR, and the guy was like, "Whoa, hang on! I'm not going this far. All right, I'm good. I'm good, kid." He didn't talk to us for like a week afterwards.
He's like, "Whoa, Joe didn't pay me $50 to smooch some kid."
He was like, "You fucking assholes! It's not real. You convinced me that it was real. I was scared. I was scared of the fuck you guys. Fuck all of you guys." Like,
that's pretty good.
We also used to troll newbies because I had a friend of mine. He served in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. He had a little bit of limp because he got hit with an IED.
Oh.
And we used to tell people, like, he was a big old guy, like 6'7", 300 some pounds. He was like one of the guys that used to sit on top of the ATVs and just, or the Bradley fighting vehicles with the 50 cal, like just do, like the really big dudes.
Jeez.
And it's so funny. And I'd be like, "Yeah, man, he's a really cool guy, blah blah blah. Just do me a favor, don't say nothing, like, don't say suck my balls or anything about balls around him." And I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "Just don't do it, man. Like, just know he gets real angry at that shit. Like, real angry. He's got PTSD, man. I wouldn't want to go down that road." And like, one night we were sitting there, and I kept provoking one of our barbacks and one of our like regular customers, like with dick jokes, and like, he was like, "You know what? Fuck you, dude. Suck my balls." And my dude just puts his beer down. He's like, "What the fuck did you say?" He was like, nothing. "You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to ask. Why can't I say balls around you?" He gets up. He fucking throws the... He throws the beer. He's like, "You motherfucker, get over here." And he was like, "I lost my ball in Iraq. It's a Teflon ball now. Do you want to feel it? You want to feel my Teflon ball?" And like shaking this kid. And he grabbed his hand and like almost made him do it. The kid's like half crying. He's like, and he sits him back on the bar stool. He's like, I'm fucking with you. I've both my balls. I just want to fuck with you a little bit." And like walks away, and the kid's like, I was like, "Dude, calm down. Do you want like a whiskey or something? Like, I'll buy you a drink right now. Like, just don't have a heart attack here." Like, that kid never came back. I don't know why. Never came back.
You just openly like, all right, well, you know what? Let's traumatize some kids.
Look, I'm just saying, like, so I mean, obviously, I have done some trolling in my life. Most of it's at work. Like, they think I'm competent enough to keep a job. That's my own trolling.
Right. The trolling is not doing any reports and yet somehow having a job.
So what other troll stories do you have for me? I'm digging this.
All right. I got one more, and we'll wrap it up after this.
All right.
So, you know Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
You know who Bieber is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Bieber is.
Of course we do.
Lots of teenage girls love Justin Bieber.
I love Justin Bieber.
Lots of teenage girls love their hair. They love styling their hair. They love thinking about what kind of girls Justin Bieber would like, what kind of hairstyles Justin Bieber would like, right? Well, imagine for a moment, and then this is truly tragic. Imagine if Justin Bieber got cancer and he had to undergo treatment, radiation and all that, radiation treatment, and he ended up losing all of his hair. If these girls were told to shave their heads bald, to go bald for Bieber, #bald for Bieber, do you think they'd do it?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Because you'd be right, Joe. No, don't worry. Justin Bieber doesn't have cancer. But girls
don't have hair.
Some fans, he doesn't have cancer, but these girls don't have hair. Yep, some Justin Bieber fans were convinced that Bieber had cancer, and the tag "bald for Bieber" was going around, convincing people to shave their head bald to show solidarity for Justin Bieber. I mean,
I would do it just to get my female friends to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his music, but I feel bad for the kid. He's young, you know?
Right, he's young, and like, I'll jump on it. Ball for Bieber.
Yeah, when did this story come out? I mean, this was a pretty good one.
That's solid, like, super solid type shit.
Man, people made tribute videos for him.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Also, oh, yeah.
Oh, man, they edited Wikipedia. Some people made Twitter accounts,
Jesus.
Spammed in chat rooms, even posted on some subreddits. Yeah, somebody used a fake tweet builder to make it look like Entertainment Tonight, the official Entertainment Tonight Twitter.
Oh, man.
Pop star Justin Bieber was diagnosed with cancer earlier this morning. Bieber fans are shaving their heads to show support. Just some real smart stuff going on, you know.
That's disturbingly beautiful.
It's just you know, people going way above and beyond just to have a little bit of fun on the internet. Is it to somebody else's dismay?
All right, quit crying. The hair's gonna grow back.
Yeah, it's gonna grow back. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, right.
You can get another iPhone. Maybe not another microwave.
Maybe you shouldn't get another iPhone. Maybe you shouldn't be trusted to have things.
Maybe you should just have like a flip phone, some sort of like track.
A Nokia. I don't think
phone.
you can destroy those.
Yeah, the microwave will break before the Nokia.
You remember the like construction ones they had that had like the chirp on them? That was legitimately a self-defense weapon if you used it right.
The was it Nextel?
I think it was Nextel.
Nextel? Because they had like a walkie-talkie phone.
Yeah, the Nextel chirp.
My dad had one of those. He was also in construction, so I suppose that makes sense.
You could drop that thing from like 8 stories and it was fine. You could run over with a car, smash it with a hammer. Fine.
Yeah, beat your son.
Anthony?
No, I'm kidding. My dad's a great guy.
He hit me with a Nextel.
Everybody gets hit with a Nextel.
Right? I mean, it's true. One gave me a concussion.
It makes you tough. Puts hair on your chest.
You'd just be like, hey, man, you want to see the self-defense feature on this thing? You go ahead and grab my wrist and just throw it at his face.
That's pretty good.
Oh, man. I'm going to go troll some people.
Yeah. That was a little bit of internet trolling I decided to teach you about today.
I've learned a lot more than I've learned this entire podcast today.
Well, that's because this one actually entertained you.
I've weaponized this one
Other people's suffering is just something that you open up your ears a little bit more for, isn't it, Joe?
It's not my own, so yeah, I'm in. But I'm...
Anything to wrap this up with?
No, other than see your ass in a couple weeks.
Yeah. We're officially doing every 2 weeks now. So
yeah, because we're lazy and like I got a family and he's got
things to do.
Plushies?
Yeah. They're my family.
They're his family. All right, It's 2021. You can have whatever family you want.
Yeah, real people are too disappointing.
Wow. I actually side with you on that one. That's weird. I don't have plushies, but
well, maybe you should get some.
I mean, I have been disappointed by a lot of people.
We could get you like, you want like a Hulk Hogan plushie, Joe? We can get you a Hulk Hogan.
No.
You don't even like Hulk Hogan?
Sucks. I watched it as a kid, and then like it broke my heart because it wasn't real.
Well, I turned like
5,
Joe.
And I was like, it's
because I figured any plushies you'd want would probably be big burly men. So
I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that at all. What are you trying to say there, Anthony?
Oh, it doesn't sound like a no.
I mean, it's not a no, but shut up, and I'll see you next week or 2 weeks or
I'll introduce
whatever.
you to some body pillows, Joe. Anyway, have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.